Welcome to our RV and truck tour of how our large family will travel to Alaska. So 2 years ago, we decided that we were going to take our family of 9 to Alaska, and a van just wasn't quite going to pull our rig. We have a 37-foot Sunset Trail, and we mulled over lots of different options, and they just weren't going to work for the amount of weight that we needed to pull. So we ended up going with Custom Autos by Tim. He built us an incredible rig. He does this for a lot of large families. So we're just going to give you a quick tour of our ride. So what we had to do was we bought a Ford F-250, and then the company keeps the back ends of the Excursions in stock. So we took an Excursion and a Ford truck and had them married together. So on our title, it's considered a station wagon. So everybody always who's looked this over has always commented on how clean the lines are. You would never know that this just was not right off the line of a factory. They did an incredible job on it. Seats 11 people, so with 9 of us in here, we'll have 2 extra seats. It's nice and roomy for the kids. Has enough power to haul everything that we need. On the top, it's lined with like is that Rhino-Flex up there, because it's so long, with the heat and the sun and it kind of flexing and bending, it will kind of fracture the paint over time. So it's got a nice Rhino liner up on top. We can throw luggage up there if we want. We're not planning on it. I named my truck Maximus, because Maximus means the greatest or the biggest or something like that. But Maximus is its name. It is the exact same wheelbase as a Ford four-door long box as well. So it kind of trips people up a little bit. They think it's an extra stretch, and it really isn't. So if you have a long box truck that's a 4-door, it's the exact same length to drive. So it is so fun to drive.
Okay, come on. I'll play Uno. Damn it. We're going the other side. We're gonna go in the back with the Uno soon. Okay, go. Okay, can I do it?
Oh, you think, boys, you're going to be able to handle riding in this rig?
Yes. Can I do it?
Okay, so this is our rig we're going to be taking to Alaska. It's a 37-foot sunset trail. We got a really fun decal going on back here. This is all the places that we have already been as a family. Our kids have gotten quite a good range, and we're going to be adding, we're going to go all through here, up through Canada, hit all these providences, and up into Alaska. So one of the important things is an outdoor kitchen. We have oodles and lots of space in here. Our plan is no food in our rig. That's really important with 7 kids. Keeping it clean will be a thing. So our plan is to stop for lunch. We'll have our outdoor kitchen. The nice thing is this gives us 2 refrigerators. We can store stuff in here. There's actually quite a bit of storage space. There's a tiny kitchen for rinsing hands and things like that. So we're actually planning on eating outside a lot. One of the reasons we chose this camper, this is kind of the #1 thing that sold us on this. This is a second door. It's just a toilet, a bathroom, but in there is the bunkhouse. And your kids can just come right in and out of here if we're someplace where there's no bathroom or something like that, and then they do not have to track all the way through the camper. So really the only main reason we bought this specific rig was the kids have a second entrance, there's a second bathroom, and there's a bunkhouse in it. So that was a huge selling point to us. This camper does have 3 slide outs. That makes it very nice and roomy on the inside. This is the main entrance, so the kids will go in that way, keeping us from tracking out there.
So a few things that I've done to get ready this winter on the rig is we built 2 tire holders. Hopefully they survived. This is a backup tire for the 6-door Excursion. This is a backup tire for the camper. We went and upgraded our tires for the camper to load range F, which has helped a lot with the sway of the camper, especially with a rig this length. They like to move a lot. So this is the spare tire. We added tubes here for drain septic hoses.
So is that for storage or just the...
Yes, that
okay.
holds the septic hose. We have 2 black tanks on this rig, so that holds the hose for the back tank.
So then that gross stuff never has to go inside our storage compartments.
Correct, yes. On here we did a lot of work upgrading the suspension. We boxed out, welded an angle brace in to keep these from snapping off on the road. We put a wet bolt kit in for the suspension. All new brakes, new bearings, everything. We put a Lippert, you can see it in here, suspension kit and some Sumo springs. I don't know if we can get a shot from those, which help with sway, and a shock system that comes right off the frame. We have a Lippert tire monitor system, keep track of the tire pressure and temperature.
And that's all an app on your phone.
That is an app on my phone.
Yeah. I think for the past 2 years, the main stuff we've been doing is maintenance on the camper.
Right, yeah.
More than packing and, different survival gear. A lot of upgrades, so this rig will survive on the bumpy roads.
Yeah,
and then what's your storage box down there?
We had a storage bin, both sides. kind of under here because there's not a lot of room left on this thing. But this pulls out. You can pull it all the way out. We have our outdoor rugs on this side. On the other side, we have hoses and cords and a bunch of stuff that doesn't necessarily need to go in.
Yeah, again, keeps all those dirty tools and things out of our rig. That conveniently slides right back in like that. That was a frame we had to add on, slide that box in.
Yeah, here's another pipe holder for the front tanks. Up here in the front, we don't have the tire yet. I gotta pick it up here in the next day a couple days before we leave. We added another spare tire holder up there, so that'll give us 2 spare tires for the rig and also 2 spare tires for the camper.
And we'll have like about 4 or 5 spare tires on rims. We got 2 on the back. There's 1 in the truck and 1 up here, or 2.
1 up here.
1 up here.
Yep. We added this box here. This has 2 sets of springs in it, 2 wheel bearing or brakes and bearing sets in it, along with all the bolt sets in case we lose anything, along with jacks and stuff to fix it. And we put this rack on here, and this is 3 inflatable kayaks.
I think we already put a couple holes in them when we did our test run, so we got to patch those.
Yeah. We upgraded these to 30-pounders from the 20s.
What's under there?
2 propane tanks.
And those are for fridge.
Fridge, stove. We have an outdoor heater. A lot of those things you'll see in some of the toys that we got while we're on the road. Replaced the jack. The old one was sounding pretty weak. Side is pretty redundant to that side.
Got some rock tamers that go on the back of our vehicle right there. Also a trash can there, but
We're gonna put those together 3 times.
yeah, our 14-year-old daughter, those came in pieces and she put those rock tamers together all by herself. So our kids have had quite a learning process in this as well.
We also added cameras on the 2.
Oh yeah, that was really important.
2 lights, also one in the back.
So those cameras, there's a screen inside of our truck so we can see, you know, if we need to merge while we're driving, we can see if there's any traffic near us, which will be really important because our rig is incredibly long. How long are we?
I think we're right at 60.
60 feet.
Before we leave, I'll put a tape on it and double check that. But
60 feet with truck and trailer. So
screens on these to keep bugs out.
this is our outdoor water hookup for shower, correct?
Correct, yeah.
So we're gonna have a shower pop-up. I'm not getting that with my fingernails. So we have a pop-up shower, and we'll try to keep our kids, you know, when we're boondocking it, everybody will shower outside, keep water, keep our tanks from filling up from running the shower in the inside.
Right.
The side's got 2 slide outs, which puts us a lot of room in our camper. So here we are back at the back end again. Then we got the bunkhouse slide out, and then that middle one over there is the living room.
So one of the upgrades that we did is we installed 800 watts of solar on the roof. We have a Victron. This is still a mess, and I gotta finish getting it ready. It's close. But we have a Victron inverter here, and this is another line. We have 200 watts of suitcase solar, portable, that we can set up if sun direction is off or something for the camper.
Okay, and suitcase solar is, we have a spare solar panel that we set up in anywhere in the grass. And then that cord connects to it. For those of us who have no clue what that is.
So, we have 400, which we'll go inside and show you, but we have 400 amp hours of Battleborn batteries. This is all upgrades that we did this winter, and yeah, we'll walk inside and take a look at that.
So when you go up into the camper, go in, we've got our first bathroom in here. It's a nice sized bathroom, a little tight. Got a commode there, some really nice storage, raincoats. Still got to get some of our bathroom stuff in here. I think we're gonna plenty of storage, not worry about that. So then the rest of our solar is under our master bed. So typical camper stuff, the bed lifts up. In here we have our 4 Battleborn batteries, all our Victron. We ended up going with Victron and Battleborn because of all the reviews that I did. They both had the most spotless record, and we're going to be sleeping right above them, so we really don't want a fire starting directly under us. So yeah, and campers burn down really quick, so
we decided to go with the best we could find. This right here is our main solar charge controller. This here is the Suke solar charge controller. Then right here we have the charge controller for alternator charge while it's plugged into the Excursion. Obviously our batteries, our solar disconnect, our distributor, our on-off switch, and a whole bunch of electronics and wire. A lot of fun to put together.
yeah. So this is kind of what really took up the bulk of our time. We started thinking about it 2 years ago, then went into full planning 1.5 years, and this took a lot of thought and time and study. And
also in this bay I have a water pump, battery operated Milwaukee water pump. So if we're boondocking and run out of water, we probably won't die. We'll be able to fill out the camper.
Oh yeah.
And run it through a couple filtration systems and survive.
The other side of our bed, I've started some food storage. Those Idaho Spud hash browns from Sam's Club are amazing. Some good beef sticks, peanut butter, pancakes, all the things that we can handle on our trip. Trying to get as many non-perishables in here as we can. So this says, might as well start in our master bedroom. Side storage, that's going to be jugs. Going to kind of do just our random things up top there, and then my storage is over there. Big part of my job is I had to take a measuring stick and measure everything. I can fit 2 of these fabric slide out boxes here beside our bed, 2 on each side. So I just took a measuring tape through the camper like a crazy person, measured everything, and just ordered off Amazon.
So we ended up upgrading our fans to Max Air fans. Should save quite a bit of electricity, not needing to run the AC near as much. These fans are awesome. They have a remote here, and you can adjust the temp at any time that it goes above that. It'll turn on and either suck air in or blow air out.
And then we can have those fans on like during a rainstorm, the way they're designed at the top, and no water will come in. Correct. So we have 2 of those. We have 1 here and 1 in the kids' bathroom. So going into our kitchen, we're going to be using the outdoor kitchen a lot, but we have an island here. This kitchen actually is pretty huge. So we have another fridge. It's very small. Not what I'm used to. I have a very big fridge in my kitchen. It's not very deep at all, pretty shallow, but we will do the best we can with that. An oven. Camper ovens are very hard to cook in. I discovered that you burn a lot of things. I haven't tested it yet, but there's this steel plate that is woman created, and it slides into, it's just a big piece of thick steel. I think it's a 1/4 of an inch. Slide it in your oven, and it offers a barrier between the flame in the oven and your food, and you're supposed to not burn your stuff. So I gotta try that out this weekend. This is the slide out. Our kitchen table broke, so right now it doesn't matter to me much because pack and play is for the baby. The pack and play fits perfectly right there in that spot. So I have a place to put our 14-month-old, and right where the table goes is perfect. I got all of our hiking stuff still in a box here. We got to distribute this through backpacks and things like that. So we're going to be doing a lot of backpacking. All the kids will all have their own backpack. We've got our first aid kit. We've got, actually we have some very large first aid kits that will be here in the camper. This will be one that we'll carry on hikes. We'll have different water filtration systems. We'll all have a bladder, a backpack with a bladder and a hose, and we'll carry our own water. And then we've got like life straws for backups. I've got suture closure kits. I've closed wounds. Mostly I've used super glue. So if I actually have to stitch someone up in an emergency until we could get to a hospital, that would be fun, exciting. Glucose is something that we are going to be carrying. Basically, I've done a lot of reading in RV groups and different stuff. And there will be trauma nurses that comment, different people who have been in different situations. And I collected all the things that they recommended because they're like, you don't want to be without that. You don't want to be without baby aspirin. Or even if you're on a hike and you're feeling super fatigued, like glucose is just it'll be helpful too. Like we have loads of it. All of our kids will have a survival band. The little kids it doesn't fit on, so they'll either wear it on their ankle or on their backpack or on a belt loop or something. These have compass, if that works very well, but the biggest thing is like the whistle. They'll all have extra whistles on their backpacks. One of my little fears is losing a kid in the woods. So they'll all be equipped with several whistles. If they do get separated, they'll just blow their whistle and hopefully we will be able to find them. Emergency splint, another little suture kit. This one I'll carry in my backpack. Sanitizing wipes, oxygen, just some of the things that we'll be carrying on our person. I have 3 of these. This was another thing I scored on Amazon. So if you do have like a camper couch, these compartment things are only like 4 inches tall and they slide and fit perfectly under there. So that is where the kids are going to have their clothing storage. The boys are going to sleep here. Baby boy over there, this folds out. Our 2 boys will sleep here. So this communal area will be the boys' area at night. They'll have to fold their bed in every night. So back here in the bunkhouse, this couch is down, but this folds up. We've got an extra foam mattress down there. 2 girls can sleep here, 1 up here. Our oldest daughter will be up top on this top bunk here. We have 4 girls. And then they've got lots of storage in these cupboards. They're going to have a TV with a DVD player because probably won't have internet. A lot of places we won't have internet. So if it's a rainy day, we're stuck in the camper, maybe we'll watch a DVD. Don't plan on doing a lot of that. But this is where the girls are going to sleep. Again, took a measuring tape. Did a lot of research, figure out these I think I got from Target. They slide perfectly under this couch with being able to have this foam mattress on top. And that kind of keeps them in place. I couldn't fit a 4th one, so I added one of those felt fabric ones that I had in there. And then this is where our kids are going to sleep. This is working out perfect because girls get the bunkhouse, boys get the main part, and then Doug and I get our own little suite up front.
A little bit about us and what we're looking to accomplish with these videos, I guess. I've always wanted to take a trip of a lifetime, is what many people have started calling this. 2 years ago, I started telling my builders, just giving them a heads up that we were planning this summer 2024, just to be aware that, you know, this is coming up and this is something that we need to do as a family. Our oldest daughter's 14 now, and we don't have a lot of time left with them where they want to be home with us every minute. They're starting to get into things, sports, and be getting her permit later this year. So
Yeah, I'll be driving soon.
So they're gonna start their leaving of the nest and spreading their own wings, which is what we train them for. We want our kids to love every minute with us, but not need us, and we've spent a lot of time developing that in them. So, in these videos, we'll talk about what we've taken, the steps we've taken to get the business to the point where it will run without us. And that was a big step. I have spent a lot of time over the last several years making so that it'll run without me, making so that hopefully it runs just as well without me. So,
yeah, it's kind of funny. People ask us, we tell them we're going on a 7-week trip to Alaska, and they're like, "You're taking your kids?" Why would we leave our kids behind for 7 weeks on a really big trip? So, we had kids to spend time with them, and so it's kind of what we're looking forward to doing on this trip, taking a little sabbatical as a family. We've done 6-week trips for 4 weeks. 6 weeks was the longest we've done before. So we've done it before. We've never done anything this remote. Usually we've been out to Colorado, Florida. Nothing this far, nothing this remote. So
correct, as an entire family. I've spent time remote fishing and hunting and
yes, you've done
Canada.
a lot. This will be my first time being like super remote. So he's done some crazy wild fishing trips in Canada and
backpacking trips in China.
Yeah, type of stuff where, I was at home with little kids and he's like, okay, so if you don't hear from me in 10 days by 3 o'clock, call the authorities, that kind of stuff. So thankfully I've never had to fish him out of the woods. So if I didn't have him, I would probably die in the wilderness. But
well, I hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, well, I mean, our goal will try to provide encouragement. It's been a long road, and we'll give you hope. I mean, we've been to the point with little kids where we didn't know if we were going to make it through the next day, and there's hope. And I think that's the goal of this story for both of us, is to share our life experiences and to share hope.
So we've had a lot of people say, oh my gosh, you're going on this trip. We've had a lot of in-person interaction with people, along with social media or Facebook pages and stuff, and just they're asked, oh my gosh, post all the time, we want to follow along. We've had a couple of people say, I'm stowing myself away in your storage unit. We want to go with you. So that is why we're doing this YouTube channel, because people have asked. We want to share. We really do have a good thing going, and we would like to share that for you. And we hope that you enjoy following along.